Hello there, my name is Phil Ruge-Jones, and I want to thank you for joining me on this little Advent journey we will do into the heart of a biblical text. Throughout the next several weeks, I will offer you a process that will help you to internalize the biblical story so that it'll be so formed in you so deeply that you'll be able to share it with others. Attached underneath this video, you will find a paper that has the biblical text laid out on it in a special way, and also has the notes that on the kinds of things I'm saying to you during this conversation, this little master class. And so you can refer to that. You don't need to be taking notes. You can be listening as we speak. First of all, that's the first suggestion I have, is that to think about this as a spiritual discipline. And so I suggest you both open your time with the text with prayer, but also that you think about the internalizing of the text as a form of prayer. You're allowing the Word of God to seep in you, and you're bringing all that you are to this Word. Second, a strategy I find really helpful when I'm trying to learn a text is to commit to a day when I'm going to perform it and make sure somebody knows, somebody's going to be waiting for me to do that. So tell an individual in your congregation or a member of your community, on December 23rd, I'm going to do a really cool thing. I'm going to tell of the encounter between Mary and Elizabeth, and I'm going to tell it by heart. That will motivate you as the days of work happen in between now and then. The main thing to do is to spend lots of time with the text. Actually, is to spend many small increments of time with the text so that it begins to enter into who you are. One friend of mine, Dennis Dewey, refers to this as marinating in the text. Another one, Tracy Radosevic, has a nice holiday image. She calls it mulling over the text, like a mulled wine. I suggest you make a copy of the text. You can just download the one I have and print that, or you can write it out for yourself. I find that if I make 3 copies, I can position them in strategic places, maybe one at the breakfast table, one by my night bedstand, one in my car, and during the day I can get into a rhythm where every day for the whole week I can visit the text, read it out loud at least 3 times. Another suggestion I have is to just keep it simple. Especially if this is your first time, all you want to do is internalize this story and be ready to share it. One way to make that easier in this occasion is to think about the text in 2 pieces, and that you're going to internalize the first piece, the conversation between Mary and Elizabeth, and then you'll have the Magnificat sung. You might sing it yourself if you know a version of the Magnificat, say Haugen's "My soul proclaims your greatness, O God," or the Canticle of Turning, one that you know, or you could have a young woman step up after you tell the story and sing Mary's song on her behalf, or maybe the whole congregation could respond as though they've heard the gospel and their response joins to Mary's and they sing the Magnificat. So one way to shorten the amount of internalization you need to do and still remain the strength and integrity of the story. Next, I would suggest in the next 2 or 3 days to carve out 15 minutes where you sit down with the text as you've laid it out and just write it out by hand 3 times while speaking it out loud. This combination of physical action and speaking out loud will help the story to sink in. And finally, think about the times when you have sought out somebody who is older and wiser to give you support, or maybe somebody younger has come to you seeking support, and infuse the biblical story with the energy of your own experience. I pray that this might be a useful and valuable practice. Next week I will perform the text so you can see what it looks like, at least in one version of it being performed, a little better idea of what we're about. But for now, just live with the text, visit it frequently, and begin that process of making it a part of who you are. Thank you.